Rick Steele here with another sports betting video for you this week. And the topics that we're going to deal with, talk about small sample sizes, recency bias, we're going to talk about that as well. And most importantly, the main topic is a motto that I established even before I got into this over 20 plus years ago, and that's the business of sports betting. So those are the topics that we're going to attack. Before we get into it, let's talk about where we're at. We're just over a little bit more than a week away from the return of sports betting in particular, and then I'll be able to actually make some videos with sports picks again. So baseball, opening day, July 23rd, NBA, July 30th, NHL, August the 1st. Very exciting, very long time it's been as far as pause is concerned. Never had to go through something like this, but the end looks near, so that's exciting news. We will be extremely busy, so I encourage you to continue to get ready for this extremely busy period. In order to do that, continue to improve your techniques, continue to add additional tools to your handicapping techniques to make you a more proficient, profitable sports bettor. I would encourage you to download my app for free. Those links to download my app are available on the homepage of my website, pshltd.com, and also in the description section of this video. What do you get with my app? You get the exact bets and picks that I make on a daily basis. You get full breakdown and game analysis of those bets, and you also get alerts each and every time that I update the app with new picks. So totally convenient, allows you to be mobile at the same time. So that I highly encourage you to do. In addition, I would encourage you to obviously top up your sportsbooks accounts and make sure that you have enough available so that you can effectively line shop. To bet at the same sportsbooks that I bet at, again, you simply have to go to the homepage of my website, pshltd.com. There you'll find the books that I personally deal with myself, my most reputable, trustworthy sports books in the industry, in my opinion. And there you simply have to click on the banners from my website. It will take you to the sportsbook website. There you can open up your account and deposit the funds to effectively shop. In addition, I would highly encourage you to follow me across social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My handle is @RickSteele99. There you're going to get all the latest sports betting news. As far as Twitter is concerned, I would tell you to hit the bell at the top of the page. That's going to turn on the notifications on Twitter. Each and every time that I update the app with new picks, you will receive an alert on your phone telling you to go to the app, and that will allow you to pick up the new bets. So again, convenient and keeps you highly motivated and mobile so that you don't miss any bets. And most importantly, again, you'll be able to bet at the same lines that I bet at as well. Lastly, in addition, my only goal in producing these videos and spending the time and money to do so is help you to become a more profitable, more efficient sports bettor, giving you additional tools in order to handicap the games for yourself and hopefully putting you on a few more winners as well. Everything is completely free. All that I ask you to do is, if you can support my channel in the YouTube section by simply clicking on the subscribe button. I thank you in advance for your support in that area. And also, if you could download my app, that will be helpful as well. And there, as mentioned, you'll get my official bets. So, just over a little bit more than a week away. And as mentioned as well, as we continue with the YouTube videos, in the very near future, I'll be back to producing videos that actually have some sports bets attached to them as well. For today, let's get into the first topic, and that has to deal with recency bias. Now, be careful. It's easy to draw conclusions based on small sample sizes. Be aware that this will lead to big mistakes. How many times have you asked yourself, how can a team look so good one night and then look so bad the next night against even a lesser opponent? The answer is easier than you think. We are evaluating sporting events played by humans. Humans by nature are unpredictable, especially in the short term. The shorter the time spans, the more volatile the results will be. Everyone, as we know, has off nights. So be very careful when you catch yourself saying that this team sucks or that team is unbelievable, how good they are, because you watched them on TV and possibly you want to bet. Any team can bet on or off a team against, depending on the line, and that was what constitutes value. The toughest concept, in my opinion, that most sports bettors have trouble dealing with is that we don't pick winners of individual sporting events. No one can. It's impossible to do so unless, obviously, you have tomorrow's results. What we do in order to determine value is ask ourselves each and every time that a bet is placed, if this game were then played under these same conditions 100,000 times, 1,000,000 times, 10,000 times, will we be able to make money based on the current line available over those simulations and games in order to end up turning a profit? Now, this is the essence of sports handicapping and how to isolate value. I'm also a big believer in the bounce back or regression to the mean, as we like to say. When a player or a team has a game that's far off their norm, good or bad, there is a reasonable expectation that the event will then return to the norm in or about the next game. It is obviously not even a given consideration based on the next opponent. There could be travel, injuries that also involve in our analysis, the usual handicapping issues that we always talk about. But again, before you place your next bet, catch yourself and ask yourself whether this event will turn that team or player back to the regression of the mean. Now, the next topic, before we get into the final area, has to deal with this herd mentality situation. Because what I want you to avoid is, especially if you're handicapping yourself, don't rely on your friends, your peers, talking heads on TV, sway your opinion on any way. Conscious decision-making, consensus decision-making, it doesn't work in conventional business, and it especially does not work in this business. A strong leader is going to gather information, objective information, most of what they can, and then make a decision. Realize as well, when we're handicapping, we're always going to have incomplete decisions, incomplete information. That's part of the essence of handicapping. Now, the same especially holds true for this business. If someone is on the opposite side or the same side, is really and should be irrelevant to yourself. As long as you've not missed any important key objective information, then you found value, then go ahead and bet it regardless of who may be on your side or on the opposite side. Now, if you don't have enough knowledge, experience, or time on your side in order to do your handicapping yourself, then follow one person that you trust, that you have faith in, who has a proven track record. Follow someone that doesn't charge for picks, never pay per picks. If you want to get into that topic more in depth, you'll find a video in my betting advice video library dealing with having to never pay for picks. You should never do so. You cannot pick and choose. If you do follow someone, whether you bet them that day or not, if you're 100% in, then you're 100% in. Otherwise, you're exposing yourself to luck and randomness. Now, most importantly, you're going to come across, as you're probably aware, especially in this arena, the so-called know-it-alls. I don't know it all. I don't have all the answers. A winning gambler is always looking for ways to improve, as I mentioned on the outset of this video. The games change, they evolve, so does the marketplace. It's important to constantly be adapting to the changing times, staying one step ahead of the marketplace. I personally have extreme confidence in my handicapping abilities, but I remain open-minded and know that I have to continue to develop and stay ahead of the marketplace. And I also realize that myself, no matter how good I am, I will go through inevitable bad stretches just like the best of the best within this industry. 52.38%. What is so important about that number? That number is the break-even percentage on the conventional laying of minus 110 as far as juice is concerned. It's one of the most important numbers that sports bettors have to absorb. Okay, now achieving a 55% win rate over a large sample size, well, that's the goal, and anything above that is, wow, that's the ultimate as it relates to this business. So again, in your mind, 52.38%, and over time, you want to strive over large sample sizes to get to that 55% win rate. Now, moving on to the last topic, and that's dealing with my mission statement. Before I even entered this business over 20 plus years ago, from day one, I always treated this as a business. Even in the not successful times, I approached sports betting from this perspective. It didn't matter what the size of my unit was. It did not matter whether I was part-time or full-time. It was about treating this as a business, regardless of the profit or loss. And I've carried this through all the way to this day and time, and will all the way till as I continue to progress and improve in this business. Now, if you're looking for bells or whistles or locks of the year that people try and convince you about, making ridiculous claims, or the thrill rides that some people go through in this environment, I'm simply not someone that you even want to follow. If you're an action junkie, I'm not the person to follow. If you're looking for honesty, integrity, and transparency, as I mentioned with the apps, you will get records broken down by each individual sport on a daily basis. That's what transparency in this business is all about. Also, I shoot you straight with realistic expectations and practical betting advice. Now, here's where you've come to the right place. My goal in this business is simple. I mine for value on a daily basis. When we find it, we bet. I know with this approach, despite short-term fluctuations up and down, as anyone will, this approach will produce long-term profits. If we went 5-0 yesterday or 0-5 yesterday, I approached the next day with the same philosophy, and that is to find value on that given day's card. In addition, we provide you with betting tips, additional handicapping tools and techniques, as I mentioned, to make you a more proficient and profitable sports bettor, providing you with the fundamentals of this business that you will also be allowed to be successful long term if you follow these proficiencies and provide you with these tools in order to implement into your endeavor as well. I'm considered in this business what's called a grinder. I'm not someone that goes and tries to load up for a big score. It's not the way you are able to be successful in this environment. Just grinding on a daily basis, trying to turn profits. That is something to be said as far as longevity is concerned and transparency within this environment. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I've just given you the facts on how I operate. You can choose to operate your business, obviously, any way you choose to. I am able and here for you if you have any questions, and I can ever provide you with support, whether it's through social media, through email. I'm always available to help you as well. All that I ever ask for in return in providing all this, as mentioned on the outset of this video, is two things. Download my free app. There you'll get my official picks and analysis breaking down each game, giving you additional tools, and you can either agree or disagree, as I've outlined in this video, and decide whether to bet what I bet or not to bet what I bet. In addition, supporting my YouTube channel will help me to continue to produce these videos and picks as we get back up and running in just over a week's time. So stay safe, stay healthy. We'll be back with you very shortly as we head into our very busy period. And remember again, review the video online shopping. It's critical. Open up your sportsbook accounts. We're very close to getting running again. And we'll talk to you again shortly. Thanks a lot for your support, and I look forward to being back with you again in the near future.